Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, the New York City Marathon brought home a missing man.
Plus, the remains of an Oswego man were found after 13 years of mystery.
And breaking news, a shooting occurred this afternoon at SUNY Morrisville. The latest updates on the ground.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Eliza Hopkins.
And I'm Hannah Katz. We have breaking news to report.
One person is dead after the shooting at SUNY Morrisville. A campus alert was sent out this afternoon alerting the students that a shooting occurred in the South Hall. The victim was shot in the neck, according to the New York State Police.
The victim was also identified as a 20-year-old man and not a SUNY Morrisville student. Police say that as of 5:54 p.m., there are no reports of any other victims and there are no indication of an ongoing threat to the campus. The shooter has been caught and the school remains on lockdown. Evening classes at SUNY Morrisville have also been canceled tonight.
After 13 years of searching, police have announced the remains of John T. Humphrey have been found. The remains were found in New Haven back in September. Humphrey was a veteran from Oswego who went missing back in 2012. He was last seen walking down State Route 104 after leaving his apartment complex. Police are still investigating a cause of death and have not reported any signs of foul play.
Are you interested in studying abroad? Education Abroad Program Coordinator Lizette Alvarado will be hosting walk-in hours. Alvarado is hoping to answer all questions and guide students through the study abroad process. Students can find her in Sheldon Hall, room 100, every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Thursday from 12 to 2 p.m. Appointments are encouraged through the You Can Book Me site. Those who are not available during her hours can reach her through email lizettealvarado@oswego.edu.
If you're looking for a hilarious way to spend your evening, we've got you covered.
WTOP-10 reporter Alexis Jimenez has more on Oswego's improv comedy group. Take us away, Alexis.
Thanks, Hannah. Oswego's own improv comedy group invited me down this Friday to spend a hilarious evening filled with quick-witted jokes by some of Oswego's funniest students.
And the Marano Campus Center is where one of SUNY Oswego's most funniest clubs resides. On Halloween night, Oswego's own improv held their weekly show, dressed head to toe in their Halloween costumes. SUNY Oswego's own improv comedy troupe is a student-run community group dedicated to quick thinking, creativity, and laughter. The club gives students a chance to perform live, unscripted comedy based on the audience suggestions. I sat down with club president Jacob Wheeler to learn more about what goes on behind the scenes, from rehearsals to live shows.
We're a comedy club on campus. We do weekly shows. We're trying to build our audience and be open to everyone there. We do mainly improv comedy where we just make it up on the spot, so it helps when people show up, but we got a little bit of everything.
The Oswego's own improv president also spoke to me on some of the important relationships that he's built here during his time at the club.
Most of my close friendships, I joined as a freshman, all come from this club. It even extends out of this club. I've gotten help for homework or like mental issues just from people in the club. And you really develop close relationships with people pretty quickly because you're making those jokes with people, and that takes a certain level of communication that helps build friendship. Everyone gets to just be themselves around a group of people that are accepting for them, and that's, I like that. When you get to know some of the members, it really starts to feel like a family. Everyone's there to support, or even if you're just coming to the shows, we have some good laughs, so if you're free Friday nights at 8 or next semester's, come on down.
Well, they sure put a laugh on my face. Oswego's own improv is set to host their next show this Friday, the 7th, at 8 p.m. in MCC 132. That's all for me. Now let's get back to the desk.
Thank you, Alexis. Hannah, the weather on Halloween was such a trick. Do you think the rest of this week will be a treat?
I sure hope so. Aurora, will we get a trick or a treat for the rest of the week?
Halloween was definitely a trick. My hair was flying everywhere, my costume was getting a little mixed up, but I still had a bunch of fun. This week, unfortunately, it might be another trick. We're going back to back here. We're going to have continuing showers, and I'm going to tell you how you can prepare for the future wind chill that we're going to have this week, as it's going to be very breezy and very cold. And possible snow already? November just started, and I guess the Christmas season might be starting soon, because I know some of you love that snow and love the Christmas season, but winter is definitely upon us. However, I'll have more in my full forecast coming up. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Aurora. Early voting has officially ended in New York City as tomorrow's landmark mayoral election looms. The city recorded almost 750,000 early vote check-ins. This is the highest number ever recorded in a non-presidential election. The race between Zoran Mamdani, Andrew Cuomo, and Curtis Sliwa has drawn national attention, with some polls showing Cuomo closing in on Mamdani's lead. Residents of the 5 boroughs who did not vote early can cast their vote tomorrow at any voting site.
A body has been discovered in the Catskill Creek on Sunday morning. Bystanders called officers to the creek at 11:29 a.m., and the details of how or why he entered the creek is unknown. The unidentified body is still under forensic identification. Additional information will be released when available.
A missing Long Island man has just been found thanks to the New York City Marathon. The 55-year-old man, Jack Capioni, who has a severe intellectual disability, disappeared on Halloween. The family was frantic to find Jack, putting out flyers, and 2 days later he was found among the marathon crowd. His sister Giselle said, "If it wasn't for the community, I don't know if Jack would be here right now."
This year, the New York City Marathon came down to the milliseconds. 2 runners from Kenya were neck and neck at the finish line. Benson Kiprotu barely edged out fellow countryman Alexander Mutiso. He beat him by less than a second, with both of them finishing with a time of 2 hours and 8 minutes and 9 seconds. On the women's side, Helen Obiri from Kenya won and made history in the process. She set a course record with a time of 219 minutes and 51 seconds. This year, the top 3 finishers for both the men and women were all from Kenya.
Still ahead tonight, 2 men charged in an alleged foil terror plot on Halloween, what the FBI discovered.
Plus, updates on the latest developments related to the government shutdown. Stay tuned to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
But I would have liked to see more on, Putin or something. I don't think he's very nice.
He's so annoying, and he's not very funny either.
He got that hot dog at one time. I don't know why he would do such a thing.
I'm not sure why he's still playing a Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii is so old. I've tried reporting him like 600 times, and nobody's answering my phone calls.
Welcome back to the DK experience. Go back to your job.
Every NFL fan had prayed for the last 15 games. Maybe.
Writing a letter to the NFL fans? Get out of here with that.
Let me finish. No,
let me finish.
Stop.
Johnny Manziel, that guy, he's a loser.
No, that's.
Watch the DK experience.
What we do here is go back.
Cooked. You know it's cooked when it's not raw anymore.
Gordon Ramsay gonna see here.
Cat cam.
Because Kenny pulled a picture of him. Yeah.
welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald. Taking a look at our current conditions in Oswego, currently 48 degrees. Pressure is a little bit high. Winds southwest at 15, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. And believe it or not, I saw some lightning out there before. Now, I don't really know how to explain it as of now because I did see that very last minute while I was making my graphics. And the real feel is actually 45 because of the wind chill. From Halloween, we've been seeing an extremely windy conditions. So as we can see right now, Tuesday at midnight, 41 miles per hour for the wind. It is getting very, very breezy. And since you see that we are right on the lake, you can see the purple lines. That is because most of the wind we are getting is from the lake. That differentiation in temperatures between the warm lake and the cold land, that's what's really giving us those extremely strong winds. Now, we see it start to die down 10 miles per hour by 5 a.m. on Wednesday, and then unfortunately they start to kick back up again as we go through the showers that I will be getting into later. 44 miles per hour. That is really windy, and it kind of reminded me of how the weather was on Halloween. My hair was flying everywhere. It's not very wise to bring an umbrella. That could very well cause injuries or break, and you're going to have to get a new one, so I suggest jackets. And then 25 miles per hour Wednesday at 9 p.m. Now, wind chill. A lot of you may feel very, very cold, especially when it's windy out. But why does that happen in the first place? Our bodies lose heat through convection, and after that creates this sort of aura, this layer of heat that we have surrounding our bodies. When there's no wind, let's say, for example, it's 20 degrees. If there's no wind, it'll feel like 20 degrees because you don't have anything disturbing that layer around you. Now, however, if it's still 20 degrees, but then we bring in 20 mile per hour winds, for example, that little blanket of heat over you is going to be immediately pushed away, and it's going to feel even colder. It's unfortunately going to cause heat loss, making it feel a lot colder than it already is. So if it's 20 degrees out, it might feel like 4 degrees. That's what we say when we say real feel. And now, lake effect. I know this is on a lot of your minds. Our radar is located on the Tug Hill Plateau, and unfortunately, lake effect snow forms low, only about 1,000 feet above the lake. So we are not always going to predict that because it is just not detected very much. And taking a look at our extended forecast, unfortunately, we're looking at a lot of rain, and there's that mixed precipitation I was talking about before on Sunday and Monday. Temperatures are staying steady, but winter is upon us. Be prepared for more rain. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Aurora. Major developments have been released from the Michigan Halloween terror plot. 2 men are now facing federal charges after the FBI discovered over 1,600 rounds of ammunition, multiple firearms, and tactical vests in their homes and storage units. 5 people have been arrested, but in total only 2, Mohamed Ali and Majed Mahmoud, have been charged and are being charged with receiving and transferring firearms. These 2 men were due to appear in court just this afternoon.
The Trump administration is reallocating $450 million in tariff revenue to keep a key food assistance program open into November. The Women, Infants, and Children program covers about 7 million people nationwide, and the funding boost is expected to last 3 weeks. The program got a $300 million funding boost last month and helps families buy infant formula and other essentials for newborns.
SNAP benefits also got a boost today from the administration, although experts say it won't be enough for many who depend on the program. Karen Kaifa has more on the latest developments with the ongoing shutdown.
As the U.S. government shutdown approaches record length, SNAP benefit recipients,
I don't know how much longer I can last,
and government workers remain in limbo.
By not having our paychecks, we have a 2-year-old, and so it really has impacted our ability to just ensure that we're covering all of our bills.
Facing a Monday deadline from a federal judge in Rhode Island, the Trump administration said it would fund half of November SNAP benefits using contingency funds. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said Sunday full benefits can be restored if Democrats drop demands for an extension of federal health care subsidies and vote to pass the GOP funding bill to end the shutdown.
Democrats are in the middle of a civil war, and they should just open the government. That is the easiest way to do this.
Some Democrats argue President Donald Trump should do more to break the stalemate.
Cutting down the East Wing to build a ballroom, he should be at the table negotiating with Democrats to reopen the government.
Trump, in an interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, again encouraged Senate Republicans to ditch the chamber's 60-vote rule to force an end to the shutdown, an idea GOP leadership has rejected.
The Republicans have to get tougher. If we end the filibuster, we can do exactly what we want. We're not going to lose power.
Meanwhile, Monday saw more delays in lines at the nation's airports. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said some air traffic controllers have called in sick in protest of having to work without pay, while others are taking time off to work other jobs until government paychecks restart. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
With no end in sight, this shutdown will almost certainly become the longest in American history this Wednesday.
This past weekend saw the worst numbers for air traffic control staffing since the government shutdown began last month. There were 98 total staffing trigger alerts at FAA facilities between Friday and Sunday. These alerts force alterations in airspace operations, which can include rerouting planes and delaying flights. Air traffic controllers are not getting paid during the shutdown, but are forced to come into work.
2 eastern states are electing new governors on Election Day tomorrow, Virginia and New Jersey. In Virginia, the state will elect its first female governor, with Democrat Abigail Spanberger running against Winsome Earl Sears. The winner will replace current Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin, and polls show Spanberger with around a 9-point lead. In New Jersey, Democrat Mikey Sherrill holds a slimmer lead with about 3 points on Republican Jack Ciattarelli. The winner will replace Democrat Phil Murphy. When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, protests in Mexico, find out why.
And a major disaster in Afghanistan, what caused the damage?
If it's hockey,
It's what they score!
it's on Hockey Talk. Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests.
Their behavior against easy teams. How do you lose to the Bruins twice?
As they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, Mondays at 9:30 after East Coast hockey games. Only on WTOP.
Oh boy!
Come across.
Thousands of Mexican citizens are demanding justice for the assassination of their mayor, Carlos Manzo. Manzo was shot during a celebration of the Day of the Dead. Protesters stormed the Michoacan government palace, broke furniture, and painted slogans on the walls. They were demanding action against the political violence in the state. Manzo is now the 7th mayor killed since Alfredo Ramirez Bedoya took office as governor in 2021.
20 people are dead and over 600 injured after an earthquake hit Afghanistan. At 1 a.m., the 6.3 magnitude quake struck southeast of the Afghan Kulam. The earthquake also damaged the historic Blue Mosque and has destroyed hundreds of houses. This is the third major quake strike to Afghanistan in the last 3 years. In October 2023 and August of 2025, earthquakes killed a combined over 6,000 people in Afghanistan.
A medieval tower has collapsed in Rome, trapping a worker and injuring another. The Torre di Conti was being renovated when part of it suddenly went down. Responders rushed to the tower, where several people were saved. As the rescue happened, more of the tower fell, making the saves even harder for officials. The tower has been closed to the public for several years and has been standing since the 13th century.
Hurricane Melissa hit the Caribbean just a few days ago. Ivan Rodriguez has more on Melissa a few days later.
Days after Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica, parts of the island remain inaccessible.
They are cutting their way on foot through blocked roads. By foot. This is not easy.
Emergency officials are picking up the pieces and clearing roads to reach isolated communities in need of relief. Torrential downpours and forceful winds unleashed widespread destruction across the Caribbean, damaging homes, causing severe flooding and widespread power outages, and forcing the evacuation of hundreds of thousands.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. It was devastating. It was, and the wind and the rain. It was unprecedented.
In Haiti, Melissa did not make a direct landfall, but was still deadly and caused flooding. In Cuba, roads are also covered in mud and trees, leaving many communities isolated from help. Cuba is already receiving some aid from partners such as China and Venezuela, as well as the United Nations. But Jamaica took the heaviest battering. Melissa made landfall there as a Category 5 storm, with estimated maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour.
I think the entire Jamaica is really broken. We're working to get to those who need as much assistance as possible.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio activated the Regional Disaster Assistance Response Team on October 29th. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Melissa's death toll is over 60 as Jamaica continues to clean up the remaining damage.
Halloween weekend brought tricks, treats, and some thrilling hockey games.
WTOP-10 sports reporter Nick Stetter has more on Oswego women's hockey team.
Thank you, Eliza and Hannah. I got to speak with Lakers freshman forward Natalie Lonks before the weekend action. She told me what the Lakers had to do to bounce back from a loss to the Nazareth Golden Eagles. Lonks stated that we knew they were going to be hard to play against. They are a good squad, but we need to make sure we communicate and work as a team in each game. The Golden Eagles did well at breaking out of their zone. They also got fast breaks and were executing them as well. So we need to defend better, the counterattack, and especially looking at those zones. Coach tells us these exhibition games are for the 12 freshmen on the team to fit into this system and be able to just be players on the team rather than rookies. The goal is to be fast, aggressive, and to be one of the hardest teams to play against. Lonks and the Lakers would bring that mindset into 2 games against Castleton on Halloween and the Saturday after. Castleton came from Vermont for these back-to-back matchups against the Lakers, and they made their trip worthwhile. The Castleton Spartans played a strong game on Halloween night, shutting out the Lakers and piling on 3 goals to pick up the win. However, the Lakers left that loss in the past and bounced back on Saturday with a 3-2 win. Georgia Cunliffe would score the game winner with only 5 seconds left in the game after Castleton tied it late. The Lakers will play Utica twice next weekend, home on Friday and away on Saturday. Coming up after the break, Eddie McAlpine has more Lakers sports from this weekend and Sunday NFL recap right here on WTOP-10 Nightly News.
Get rid of all the questions.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News with your sports report for tonight. I'm Eddie McAlpine. Starting with soccer, the Oswego women's team took the pitch Saturday afternoon for the first round of the SUNYAC. The Lakers traveled to Fredonia to take on the Blue Devils and held their own, outshooting their opponent 22-16. However, despite the Oswego offensive push, it was scoreless through regulation. A 0-0 tie took the two teams to overtime. An additional 10 minutes wasn't enough. Another scoreless period led to double overtime, where the Blue Devils broke through. A game-winning goal in double overtime gives Fredonia the victory. The Lakers' 2025 season comes to an end. Now to women's volleyball. The Lakers skipping down to Saratoga Springs for the annual Skidmore Classic this weekend, looking to end the regular season strong. They faced two non-conference opponents out of the Liberty League on Saturday. They were swept by the Clarkson Golden Knights in Game 1 and later falling to the Skidmore Thoroughbreds in 4 sets. Despite the disappointing weekend, the Lakers ended the regular season with a 19-8 record, giving them the SUNYAC 2 seed and a first-round bye. Staying with Lakers sports, today Oswego announced the October Student Athletes of the Month. Earning recognition for their performances, volleyball standout Priscilla McReynolds and men's soccer forward Tajay Ellis. This month, McReynolds surpassed 500 career goals and 500 career digs, and Ellis was the leading scorer for the men's soccer team. Now to the NFL. The New York Giants faced the San Francisco 49ers yesterday afternoon. The Giants have been plagued with injuries, losing rookie running back Cam Skattebo and Pro Bowl receiver Malik Neighbors for the season. Despite Jackson Dart putting up 3 total touchdowns, the Giants couldn't pull this one off. They dropped this one to the 49ers, a score 34-24. Next up for the Giants, they will take on the Chicago Bears this Sunday at 1 p.m. Another exciting Week 9 matchup for you, the Buffalo Bills hosting the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday, the 10th matchup between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes all time. Right before half, it's following a dominant start. The Bills lead 14-10. Allen throws a strike to veteran tight end Dawson Knox. 30-yard completion down the sideline. That catch setting the Bills up on the 1, leading to the tush push from Josh Allen. That score making him the quarterback with the most rushing touchdowns in NFL history and giving the Bills an 11-point lead. Now Mahomes will get the ball back with a chance to respond. Following the Bills score, he'll drop back and he'll launch one deep. Downfield, it's Hollywood Brown, a 40-yard completion, sets the Chiefs up in the red zone. That one would lead to a 19-yard field goal from Harrison Butker, the consistent kicker. That comes right before the half. Bills lead this one 21-13. Now, heading into the half, Bills have the momentum, but coming out, can they stick with it? Late in the third quarter now, Allen will look left, and he'll drop back, reads the field, fires one across. It's Elijah Moore down. That'll get him inside the 10 with a chance to go up 2 touchdowns. It'll set up Josh Allen for his second rushing touchdown of the night, a dominant performance from the Bills quarterback. The Bills never looked back. They won a thrilling matchup with their AFC rival. The final score from Orchard Park was 28-21 Buffalo.
Oreo has done it again, releasing 6 new Thanksgiving-themed flavors for the fall season.
The flavors include turkey and stuffing, sweet potato, creamed corn, caramel apple pie, pumpkin pie, and cranberry sauce.
The cookies come in a specialty box that includes 2 cookies of each flavor.
The Thanksgiving cookies are only available to order through the Oreo website.
That's a report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for the DK Experience.
As always, thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.